Hey y'all. Today I just want to talk about my book reading slump because in the past 6 months I have almost read one book. um, and that book is A Resistance of Witches by Morgan Ryan, which I have somewhere around here. Resistance of Witches. And honestly, it's a pretty good book. I would give it 4 stars, but I never actually finished it. If you can see, there's just like that much left. I feel like that's been kind of a theme for this year or last year with reading for me is like every single book that I read was 4 stars. And I read in the entire year maybe 12, 13 books. I don't think 4 stars is bad, but there was nothing to like really like blow my mind in the entire year of reading. And I feel like that makes me feel slumpy. What else did I read? I read the first Fourth Wing book, which again, it was good, 4 stars. But it just wasn't like mind blowing for me. So yeah. I read The Ballad of Never After from the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, 4 stars. Sweet Bean Paste by Dorian Tsukagawa, 4 stars. You'll notice they're all 4 stars. What You Were Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. Welcome to the Hyeonam-dong Bookshop by Hwang Bo-rum. Cabinet of Curiosities by Erin Monkey. Monkey? I don't know. The Full Moon Coffee Shop, #1 by Mai Mochizuki. The Healing Season of Pottery by Yeon So-min. And Spectacular and Finale from the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. Every single one 4 stars. There is a theme in a lot of them, though. It's like Japanese and Korean chill, like slice of life type books, which I really enjoy. And they kind of soothe me in a way, but they don't excite me. So maybe that's why they're all 4 stars. I can't decide if I want to get back into that genre right now or if I want to like branch out into something else. I have a lot of books that I want to read. I can show you my book cart, I guess. But really, like, how does one get out of a slump? A slump caused by reading too many good but not great books. I guess the answer is to read a great book, but how do I know what's going to be great? I guess I know that I like Brandon Sanderson and I want to finish Wind and Truth. So that's another problem I'm having is I am like a quarter to halfway through like 8 different books right now. And I need to just finish the books. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with finishing books. So it's not that I haven't been reading at all, it's just that I haven't been finishing books. I don't know, maybe there's like some deep fear that if I finish a book, I'll die. Yeah, I have like weird anxiety, things like that. So I always feel like I have to be reading a book or like halfway through a book or something bad will happen. So maybe there's that. I don't know. I keep going to the bookstore and getting excited about books, and I love reading, but I buy new books and then start them and then don't finish them and end up back where I am now. So let's go through my bookshelves and see what I actually plan on finishing. Let's start with this month, not this year, but let's pick a couple of books for the month that look good and exciting to get me started on the new year on the right foot. Yeah? So this is my book cart. I've got, well, these are books that are in progress, and these are books that are TBR, and these are books that I have read. Oh, I guess I read all the business proposal books. Does that count? They are manhwa, so I didn't add them to my Goodreads. Maybe I should. Maybe that would make me feel better about finishing books, even though they are graphic novels. Let's see, Irish Myths and Legends. Oh, my friend really wanted me to read this book, Other Birds. So she got that for me for Christmas, I think. I should probably read that. I do want to read A Theory of Dreaming because it's the sequel to A Study in Drowning, and it's a really beautiful book. Come on out. Okay. Anyway, look at how gorgeous that book cover is. I think it'll just make me happy to read just because it's beautiful. I'm shallow like that. So maybe I'll set this aside as a read in January book. There's Bridgerton, which I want to get into, but I've never read the Bridgerton books, but I have watched the show and I really enjoy the show. This one's Daphne and Anthony. I don't know if that's the right one. I don't know which one's first, but I think I'm going to skip it for now just because it's like so bulky and it's kind of a maybe for me. I'm just like not sure how I'm going to feel about it. Creative Writer's Notebook. Homicide in Hollow Hollow sounds really fun, but I feel like it's more of an autumn type book for me. So that might have to wait till next year or later this year. Elemental Affections. I do want to read this. It's written by a local author who I've met, and we have had like a couple of writing sit downs together, and I really want to read her work. So maybe let's pull that one out. The Perils of Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Another one that looks good for autumn. What is this? Oh, another autumn book, Death on Tap. It's about Leavenworth, Washington, which is a place that I like to go once a year. Homemaking a novel. I don't know. I think I picked this up in a little free library, and I don't know that I actually want to read it. The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love looks really cute. How about February for that one? Influence. I keep telling myself I'll read. I might never get around to it. And The Love Hypothesis will also save for February. And up here, we have mostly nonfiction. So Literary Gardens, Megalith, Korean, writing fantasy and science fiction, Curious Kids Nature, A Writer's Guide to Persistence, Home Occupations for Little Children. Actually, this is kind of a fun one. It's just a vintage book about what children should be doing at home. It definitely shows that it is vintage. I will probably talk about it in another video, but I just think it's cute and funny. The Crochet Stitch Dictionary, The Montessori Child, which is the sequel to Montessori Toddler, which I really loved. I'm about halfway through this one as well, and I enjoy it, but it's just not, it doesn't feel as important right now as the Montessori Toddler did. 30-Second Theories, Korean Stories, Dear Writer, The Book of Mormon. That one is there because there have been some missionaries coming to my door and they gave me a book to read, and they I don't know how to say no. So now I have homework from them and they're going to come back and talk about it. And yeah, it I just don't know how to not do that. So if anyone has any tips for that whole situation, let me know. And then 100 park bench crosswords. So yeah, my currently reading is all nonfiction almost. Um, and those are just in various states of having been read, uh, just to kind of learn about different things and not as much for enjoyment. So, oh, I have a couple more books upstairs that I'll go grab. This is good. I got the books that I've been keeping by my bed. And I need to just kind of refresh where I'm going with them. So I'm almost done with the Scandinavian Guide to Happiness. It's not anything groundbreaking for me, but I like just the coziness of reading about how to be happy. And I've read like probably a dozen books on this topic, and it's just good reminders to enjoy the little things and live slowly and all that good stuff. So I am going to finish this just because it's almost done. It's easy. There are distinct chapters, and I don't have to like get too into it. I think that's a big thing for me actually. Is I read a lot of nonfiction because I don't have to invest too much brain space into it for imagination. So I can pick it up and set it down, and it's not a big deal. Whereas something like Theory of Dreaming, I would need to like finish the whole chapter, process it, and maybe even go back and read the first book or look things up. And it's just really involved for me to read fiction. So you'll see a lot of nonfiction books in my library. Here's when I started Water Moon. I mean, it's another one of those chill Japanese books, I think. But I just haven't felt the push to read it lately. So I'm going to keep it on the list, but maybe not prioritize it. Lydia Bennet Witch, or The Scandalous Confessions of Lydia Bennet Witch. I did not like this. That's gonna go away. Simple as that. A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Also started this, didn't get too far. We'll keep it on the list, which is getting too large because I do need to finish Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. This is how far I got. It's not far at all, but I really love and adore Brandon Sanderson, and I really want to know what happens in this book. Being in a reading slump and reading something so long feels daunting. So I'm just gonna put that on the low priority list. So yeah. So that leaves me with Theory of Dreaming, Scandinavian Guide to Happiness, and Elemental Affections as my priorities, with Water Moon, The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, and Wind and Truth kind of as my backups. I don't think I will read 6 books in January. Let's be realistic. But I do want to try and read at least 3. And I'm almost done with 1. So this will go fast. Maybe I'll do that after I'm done filming. Anyway, this is just a chatty video about digging my way out of a slump. Maybe that'll be the title. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I'm really just trying to get out there and expose myself more to actually talking like a human, which I'm generally pretty terrible at. Notice my voice is different in this video as opposed to previous videos. I have no explanation for that. It's aside from, I think a therapist once told me it was an autism spectrum disorder, where I just kind of mimic people around me and get stuck in their voices. So whoever I talked to last spoke like this. It's just super weird, and it'll probably change again in future videos, so bear with me as I try to develop a voice that I can use on camera and hopefully stick to. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.